for sure when that, what's the guy named, Eddie? When Eddie came and did our internet with Spectrum and everything. And Eddie said that's who he believed it was. Because Kinetic, I was going for my walk and the guy came down the street and he said you had sent him to come by there to see if it was their cable. Yeah. And he said no.
Yeah, he was,
the
Byers is his last name.
Okay, well he was real nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he was up in Gadsden, I think somewhere from there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'll come by there.
He did?
And we'll verify who it is, because he
did. Yeah, so they did. So my mouth is closed to the next event. They'll next everybody might not. Everybody knows. Because if they don't do it, all my exes is back. But I don't believe,
I didn't understand why you gotta have three of them down there, but they say it's a federal government thing.
okay.
That, the money is there.
Okay.
And these companies are, they may know that they're not gonna get yours, that you already signed up with somebody else, you happy with them, you're not gonna change. But they get paid from the federal government with that money.
Oh, well.
You know, it's like that stuff where they promise internet service to every area where kids or business.
Right.
will have internet. So,
Okay.
but the government.
I understand them, on the business, because we had this. So we canceled this and got Spectrum.
Correct.
You got Spectrum.
And I did the same thing.
Do you like them so far?
Yeah, but I keep flying, I come to Connecticut, I tell them, send me somewhere, flyers in the mail.
Okay.
I pay about $200,000. Three of them receivers, 3 TVs.
Okay, yeah, we got the 2 boxes, the internet, the cable satellite. Yeah, so I'm fine with it. All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Too well, are you?
All right.
Well, I just wanted to thank you. I didn't know you was in here. I said, but I'm giving him some love. But
You will. You will. Every day.
Every day. Well, I'll check in with him. I'll check in. I'll check in. And, that's what I want. Okay. Thank you, though.
It'll take more than one.
Huh?
It'll take more than one.
To what?
If they're gonna throw you back.
Okay. So thank y'all so much.
Yes, but you will.
Okay.
Did you think to ask her?
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Yes. She said, he thought to go. He said, he didn't.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? I said,
Good, good. Good to see you too.
she had on her Facebook where
How you doing?
I seen
Good.
silver truck. She said,
Oh,
"I
really?
didn't hear you."
Okay. They're fun.
No doubt.
He said, he thought was going like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, and then you go down, I tried to write Jesus. How about mine, when I first went to the old place? Mark, he said, we need to get over.
Oh, yeah.
And the person said, Mark,
I called her.
Where is it? Or something. Because it was right there.
Yeah, I just put yourself still the sign.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I told her, but I told her, she said, I'm gonna change mine, because I showed her right.
See, I didn't know you could do that.
It was.
I told somebody that they said, yeah,
Yeah, I've never changed mine. I didn't know you were.
I can explain that if you want me to. The city has nothing to do with that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, the postal service is based on the post office that services you. It has nothing to do with the city that you live in. So Margaret Post Office is very small. It can't service everybody, so a large portion.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they look at the zip code, they don't look at the city, but yeah.
But I look to see.
See, the funny thing is, our address, there's one in Odenville, the same address.
Now, see, that's not supposed to happen. The county's supposed to prevent that from happening.
Let me try, may not be.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because when I put in the address, it sends me over to Odenville off of 174. Yeah, but when I put in the 35112, which is the zip code for Margaret, it pops up my address like that. No, because it shows my house. So, but since the zip code is 35120, it takes me to a friend of mine all the way over to the other house. And so it gave them two of the same addresses, but took them in different areas. Can you explain that?
That's gonna be a GPS issue.
Not really, because if it has the same zip code as Odenville, then it's gonna pop up as Odenville and not where I really am.
But is it, so it's in Black Creek Trail and Black Creek Drive or something?
Nope. I'm at the Black Creek Trail and it sends me all the way over to Odenville.
Okay.
The same exact number and everything.
Yeah, yes. That still sounds like some disconnect there.
It's not. I can tell you right now, it's not. It's the way they have it set up, Odenville and here. Or however they did it.
Yeah.
They have two of the same addresses, the same zip code. And if the person knows you've been to your house before, it's fine. But
Yeah, well, the county and the E911 system's not supposed to let there be the same streets in the county.
what's the address?
Man, you were up.
380 Black Creek Trail.
Yeah.
Because when I put it in, when I'm in this neighborhood, it tells me my home is 13 miles away. Now, I don't know what they use for their GPS. I just got to Google or something else. She may have an iPhone, which does it totally different. But she said she looked up and it gave them two things, and they chose one and it took them way over down. So it was the same address, zip code and everything.
It says it's 4 minutes away. This is on the Google one, now I think it was the Apple one sometimes, but I went specifically to the Google one. And it says, and it's taking it right now.
Okay, well that's not what mine is doing.
Is your location like, don't you like have it on?
No,
Because
it'll still show you an address if you don't have location services on.
Did you put Margaret on or did you put Owen?
I put Owen. I
Okay.
can pull it up as Margaret.
And she come over.
No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about GPS.
Let everybody believe it.
I got somebody else, that ain't gonna come.
It doesn't happen. I'm never trouble.
Yeah, you do have like a post office thing.
You follow.
That's right.
Yeah, you showed me that. So is that coming to your house?
Zip code is in Oakwood. My house is in Oakwood.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have our own post office.
I don't, we have a post office, we don't. Yeah, post office. And I still get,
You don't understand that.
post office, no.
My job is to give.
I missed it.
Argo doesn't have Argo at all, they're reading like one cities.
Lets me out of here, but
Wow. If there's a tax, it's gonna go over.
She's
You need me all the time. I'm not that way, however. Nice to meet you. And I think I've seen you before, but I don't come to see you. This lady is,
I'm Sam Davis.
okay, where do you live?
I live in Brookhaven.
Okay, well, I live on Black Creek Trail, got a flag in my yard.
Okay,
I'm the troublemaker over there.
that's all right.
So I'm 84. Okay. No, I really am,
That's all right.
because I'm a clown,
That's all right.
and my clown show says, who does a clown? I'll clown's up for you. What did Beethoven do in his grave?
Sir?
Beethoven did in his grave.
I know.
Well, of course he did, compose it.
That makes sense.
Did you know smoking fits in the Bible?
Sir?
Smoking fits in the Bible?
Is it?
How's he sort of making you off again?
Thinks about things.
I just,
Okay, you gotta work for that.
that's all right.
Right there.
everybody's going to the hospital and then jail.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
It's not pretty sad.
It's perfect time.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was. I
I know. I know, I got soaking wet earlier.
We don't look at the same time.
So, I know.
Come sit down, Bob. I can't take you anywhere.
Nice to see it.
It is.
He is. He is. He never meets a stranger. He's always got to talk to somebody. And he's always got to tell him what he thinks. And he will tell you what he thinks, and he don't care whether you get mad or not. He's just gonna tell you. Oh my goodness.
We need to be out of here by 8, so I can get something to eat.
You don't have to get my face. He wanted to be. But I'm just doing that.
I deal with this every day, y'all.
Oh, I need a drink. I need a drink. Are you going to the gas station?
Usually aggravates me. We'll have dinners or lunches in church. And I'll go pick out a seat. And I'll look around for him and I'll look way over yonder. And he's sitting at another table and I'm like, everybody around me just dies laughing. And I said, just whatever. Well, and I said, don't ask, it's him, you know, whatever. He's just him. And like I said, he doesn't need it on, it's just him. It's never a dull moment at home.
It's not.
I don't know where I was starting on this corner. How are you? That's right. I'm done.
See, kind of start and stop.
I'm going to be representing.
Black,
Are you my representative?
that's not for mine.
Black picture. That's you.
And if I were here, that's for
He don't.
that may be it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can some of them with rich, I don't know.
I got some.
That's why I say that. No fire. Fire. I saw that.
So I can just say this. I do a mental health and this started a case and it's called the Time to Be. We've been doing it for 10 years.
I'm trying to get a toast I don't like this stuff. I'm trying to do something. Wow. Enough hip hop like this. That's just how hip hop now, he don't know.
But he want to talk to you.
I know this Cowboy Bob. So I hope.
My wife and I,
Okay.
yes,
So
I
later
work
on,
sometime.
you'll hear about that tonight. I'll give you some later. I go to every church.
So we have boys from Kingston and Southtown and in Gate City and Edinburgh Project. So we have. I used to work there. I used to like that.
See, come on,
Okay. Okay.
where are you?
$100.
That's down.
Down on Water Road.
I got you. I live in Black Creek Trail.
Where's that?
It's down at the bottom of the hill. To the right.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
You know, that's what I was trying to do, trying to get an idea of what we're doing now. I know.
All right, man. I'm going.
I'll look at it when they put it
I'm good. I got to cook.
I got it. Thank you.
And the other two are saying
Now, you can't do that. I'll be doing it too. We're gonna be in trouble on you.
Okay, calm down. Don't try to shake my hand. Keep on going. Yes.
How are you?
Doing well, how are you doing? How's the baby?
They're doing good. Eloise has probably got a couple more weeks. Who's good? Who's good? Yeah. She might get better on oxygen.
You sort of live.
Could you grab some notepads from the
Here's one. Can I get one?
oh, never mind.
You're welcome. Tired, I'm tired and hungry.
and I'm cold.
Yeah, see?
Make that it on that.
That's what it feels like.
I was gonna say, all right, you go ahead and call the meeting at work. All right, good evening, everybody. I appreciate y'all for coming. Tonight we have a pretty full agenda, so we're going to try to get through it pretty quickly. And just want to remind everybody that the work session is about discussion for the agenda items. And following the work session, we'll go into the regular meeting where the actual business is voted on. So, but tonight, the first item at hand is actually a public hearing for the ordinance 2026-013, the residential rental inspection. And so at this time, we will go ahead and open up the public hearing and about establishing the residential rental and property registration, licensing and inspection program for the city of Margaret. This ordinance is basically intended to address public health, safety, and the property management and maintenance. It's not intended to regulate rent, lease terms, evictions, or become private landlord tenant, or deal with private landlord and tenant contracts. It's really focused on just registration, code compliance, and making sure rental housing meets basic building, fire, and property maintenance standards. So it provides a rental registration, inspection authority, certificates of compliance, and enforcement procedures. And the packet also notes that the ordinance is structured to enforce existing codes, and it's not intended to condition or control the rental agreement itself, just the property. So at this time, if there's anybody who'd like to speak on ordinance 2026-013, you can come up to the mic and state your name and topics.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
My name is Pauletta Holiday.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to get a little bit more clarity on it. So if you charge an inspection fee,
Yes, ma'am.
who would that go to? The landlord or the tenant?
Yeah, well, the landlord. So it's the way it's currently structured. There's basically an inspection every other year and/or when tenants change to make sure the house is kept up. And so at the end of the day, it's a business, and so the landlord is going to probably pass that on. But it's also we were dealing with a 30 to 40% property, our rental properties in the city, and we just need to make sure that they're all taken care of, and also that we're following the state law regarding the business licenses per rental property.
Okay, I understand that they do have to have a license out here to rent the property.
Mhm.
But even in the city of Birmingham, Jefferson County, they have a 40 to 50% rental.
Mhm.
And I've never heard of anyone charging the tenant or the landlord a fee. I mean, there is better things that I think we as a town could do than, because if you give it to the tenant is gonna give it to the owner. Okay? My thing of it is, the ones that rent out here, their rent is already, you have to be making 3 times the rent. So someone on our street just rented a house for $1,800. That's $1,800 a month, okay? So they're probably making $5,000, $6,000 a month. If we pass just a little onto that, it's gonna come down to them. I just don't feel that is, and I own a rental house. It's out in Mugger, but I do own one. I just don't feel that is right for the tenant. That's just my opinion. Thank you.
Have you name and, yeah, okay. All right. Would anybody else like to speak on the rental ordinance? I would just add to that point that this was actually based on Gaston, Anson. There's several other cities around us. So this was based on other cities and how the cities around us have done it. So it's not new, or we're not the only ones taking this approach. All right. Anybody else with a public comment? If not, we'll go ahead and close the floor and or close the public hearing, and we'll start moving into our work session. Clerk, would you do a roll call for the work session?
Councilperson Chapman? Councilperson Bell?
Present.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Here.
Councilperson Davis?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Here.
Mayor Teresa?
Here. All right, thank you. So for the mayor's report tonight, I just simply want to thank everybody who came out to participate in our city's first ever Juneteenth event and the July 4th event. Both were great successes, and I really just thank everybody involved, and residents and employees who helped to put these things together and participate. You know, when we all come together, great things happen, and I just want to thank everyone for that. Next up on the agenda is going to be our financial report. So our auditor is here to speak about the 2025 fiscal year audit. So Joe, if you will.
Good evening.
Can you make sure it's turned on?
Good evening. Good evening. Joe Chapman, I'm a CPA with Fort Hill and Company. We do the audit for the city, and we're currently working on the year ended September 30, 2025. I just want to come out and give you guys an update. As of now, we're planning to have the audit available and ready to present by the next council meeting. It's the 20th of July, so 2 Mondays from now. I know a few of you have familiar faces. I've seen you guys before. You guys are pretty familiar with my year-end wrap-up of the audit. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys an opportunity if there's any information that you're looking for me to present with the audit. Mayor has my contact information. If you wouldn't mind reaching out to me between now and the 20th, I can try and have an answer ready for you the next council meeting. But to just go over a few things that have taken place during the year, just preliminary numbers here. It looks like revenues are up from the prior year by about 460,000. Expenses are also up from the prior year by about 30,000. Saw for the city side, saw a net income for the year of about 615,000. This is up from the prior year by about 430,000 net income. So it's looking to be a profitable year for the city. Cash is up, year-end cash is up in terms of unrestricted and restricted. So all good signs when it comes to city finances. I will say the majority of my narrative for 2 weeks from now, I'll save you guys the pain of going through it twice. But yeah, that's really all I've got. I've been working with the mayor. There was a prior to November, the city was working with QuickBooks desktop version. You guys have transitioned to the QuickBooks Online. Just kind of been assisting with the conversion process and making sure that everything goes over from the previous version that the city is working with. But that's coming along. I've been out here all day. I grabbed the last few items that I need to wrap up the audit as well. So all things are moving in the right direction. Unless you guys have any specific questions for me.
I do.
Yeah, of course.
You said that we have gone from one QuickBooks to the next, right?
Converted from the desktop version of QuickBooks
to the online. Is that a program that you would recommend for a municipality?
It depends on the size of the municipality. I think for the city of Margaret, I think that you guys can. It's certainly not going to be a change from the way that the city has been doing it on the desktop version. If anything, I think it has a little bit more functionality, can provide a little bit more detail in terms of monthly reports or budget to action comparisons, stuff like that. But you know, for a city like the size of Trustville, I wouldn't.
I don't want you to compare us to a city that's not our size. I'm saying, do you think that that's a good idea for us to continue to use QuickBooks and we'll hold the city?
As of now, from an auditing perspective, I don't see an issue with it.
Okay.
There are several other cities I work with in the area. 2 of them are on QuickBooks Online.
Okay.
And they've been doing this fine.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate why we're on QuickBooks Online, like we had to get our financial system up to date and our reporting up to date so that we could qualify for federal grants. And so we implemented a PO system that we're still ironing out the kinks, but we've implemented a PO system and moved to QuickBooks Online so that we can properly report to those entities. So, because when you get a federal grant, you've got to continue to report financials to them over periods of time, and it's got to be in the right format, and the data's got to be good.
Right.
Joe, would you mind speaking to basically some of the totals? So give us the rough totals of income and expenses in both public works and the general fund for the fiscal year.
Revenues, I don't have specific numbers. I know the city side had about a net income of about 615,000, and that leaves the utility side to have about, I believe it was upwards of 200,000.
But I mean like gross for the whole year, like the whole basically total income for Public Works and total expenses, and if you don't have all the detail, we can bring it back next time.
I don't have, I think, you know, a good reference for that would be last year's audit.
Okay.
I know last year when I came out and helped you guys, when you were working on the budget, did a comparison of the last 5 years of activity.
Yep.
And tried to find a trend so we can get some budget numbers that are somewhat reasonable with how the city's performed.
Okay.
I want to say around 2.2 is the general revenues of the city on average, anywhere from 2 million to 2.4. Expenses, they can vary year to year depending on if there's a rotating project or a major purchase, something like that.
And you touched on the, I think 600,000, and then roughly about the same from the Public Works, so about 1.2.
1.2 total net income between the city and water.
And so that was cash that just in 2025 added up. And then on top of that, though, we have impact fees, which is not counted in your income category.
So the impact fees, those work again with the water sewer side.
The water sewer side.
Because that's where the transfer went out.
Okay.
And I can get into more detail at that when I present the audit, but it's not technically a revenue item, it's just a transfer of funds between departments or funds of the city.
But that is part of the restricted revenues that you talked about.
Correct.
Anybody else have any other questions or concerns?
As I said, Mayor's got my contact information. You guys can think of any questions between now and the 20th. I'm happy to do the best I can to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe. All right. Following that, we're going to lead right into the department updates. So, we have, is Josh or Brett here? Oh, sorry, Josh.
Good evening. So just a quick update, fire department update. So year-to-date calls were 376, 54% being all medical calls. Hats off to the citizens, only one firework-related incident, which is phenomenal. We've increased our average on-scene time. We were sitting about 8 minutes and 45 seconds. So we're down to 8 minutes, so that's a good deal on that. The engine that was proved to be sent off via fixed is still there. Still haven't heard any word back from it. The annual maintenance inspections has been completed on all of our MSA air packs. Everything's come back good. We just got the air quality results back today. They come back as 100% as well. I'll do this one first. So I've been in touch with a volunteer department within the city or within the county. So currently we have 108 sections of 2.5-inch hose that is not being utilized. Every one of our trucks currently is full of hose. They are down significantly. They have about 50 feet, which is just one section of hose on their truck right now. Just talking to them, this has been probably about a month. I've been going back and forth with these guys about potentially donating some of that hose. There's zero reason we have 108 sections. Each section is 50 foot. Most of it is greater than 10 years. We're in the 15 to 18 year range right now. This is something y'all can think about. We can discuss at a later date. So on the equipment quote that I received, so I'm still on the phone back and forth. I have been in meetings with the Sunbelt representative for all the equipment. There was, due to family emergencies and some other stuff, I did get the quote, literally had the quote 3 days after our last council meeting. There has been some minor issues. They have added equipment that was already included into the initial specs of the truck. We're supposed to be working on that. I have reached out to NAFCO, which is another company, to provide an additional quote, because they can provide all the equipment that we need, except for 2 pieces. The only 2 things that they cannot provide, we have to reach out to 2 different companies, one being Zoll Monitoring System, and the other one being Stryker. Zoll Monitoring System, we are still waiting to hear back from them. They're working on the quote there. Stryker, Chief Thomas is working with them on getting some quotes on that stuff. Hopefully we can have it back, here pretty soon. The little holiday season kind of messes up just a hair. But the initial quote that I received from Sunbelt was, $104,000, just based off of experience, and then kind of doing my own little research to get, everything that we're asking for, plus the monitor, the Zoll, and the extrication equipment. We're looking about anywhere between $225,000 and $250,000 extra. So if you tack that on top of the engine itself, which is $745,000, we're looking at $1 million, total cost, which can be altogether separated. It depends on, trying to get us the least amount of quotes possible, so we're not, shipping money from here to there, and we can keep it all in one ideal location, and all our maintenance can go through one particular company, which saves a tremendous amount of time in trying to locate stuff.
Would you mind, not to put you on the spot, but address the issue with the Lucas, the non-Lucas devices?
So the DFib techs.
Yes.
So the DFib techs, they do their job. Unfortunately, they are more issues and more headaches than anything. Unfortunately, we've had them mess up twice on two very significant incidents. We've had to purchase different parts to make them, as best as we can. We have, we're continue to use them. Fortunate thing is we've got two hands and able bodies and the knowledge to do it. Unfortunate side is like I said, these are going to continue to mess up. Ideally, they're not something that I've ever messed with in my entire life. They're a little more difficult to operate. They're not a push button, let's get going. It is, adjustments, doing some other things. The pieces that go to it are not high quality. They broke. To replace certain pieces is, it's upwards of $10,000 to fix some of this stuff. So that's, we still have, I think we have two right now that's currently in service. One of them is completely kaput. We've been on the phone with them about replacement parts, but nothing right now. This is too expensive to replace parts, and there's higher quality stuff out there that would be more beneficial. Longevity wise, it's going to be a lot better for our department. Yes, ma'am.
How much is the purchase of a new machine?
So the Lucas device. So they vary. So right now, the rough estimate, this is not with a quote actual, you're looking about between $30,000 and $35,000 for a complete set. That includes additional suctions that go on there. It includes two battery packs and a charging system, and the DC power that can remain in charge at the time.
Is that the one that is the more up to date one?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go ahead and get you're telling me that, but can you go ahead and get an estimate in writing to submit to the council?
We're just waiting for them to send it back to us. So we have to go through Stryker, and that's one of the things that we're waiting on them to get the response back on that. So as soon as we get that back, I'll, I think Chief Thomas is dealing with most of that stuff, so I'll let him know, as soon as we get that quoted, we can send it out to everybody.
Just for the public's knowledge, basically these are chest compression devices that are used basically in emergency, so that the fire department can have that continue going while they're being transported. And we voted to buy three a couple of years ago, and then we didn't purchase the brand name Lucas devices, and so now we're having issues with the ones that we purchased just to try to save a few dollars.
I really supposed to have a up to date. That's why I was asking. Personally, my husband had a heart.
We can't hear you all. Can you, speak into the mic? We can't hear anything.
I'm saying I would rather for us to have the up to date ones. My husband had an open heart surgery, so he you know, he has mechanical there, so if something goes wrong with it, we definitely need to.
I just.
Definitely.
Yeah, I understand. So I want to point this out. Mechanical devices are just that. The mechanical devices, they're going to fail.
I know.
But it's like purchasing a BMW compared to purchasing a go-kart. That's the biggest difference of these things. They are higher quality, they're better maintained. The company that you go through, they're, a little higher tech company. You're absolutely right. It's better to, err on, side of caution, get the higher quality stuff. We would much rather have that stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sorry, Mark.
Go ahead.
I don't know, nine times out of 10, none of this stuff is, you never need it till you need it. And when you need it, you need to have it.
Yep.
I mean, like the mayor said, this was brought up, a couple years back or whatnot to purchase, the Lucas devices or whatnot. And it's a two-person operating system at the end of the day. But you've also got somebody pushing medications, you got somebody logging. There's a lot of hands-on stuff going on. And just my personal opinion, while we're getting quotes, I think it's adequate too for at least our supervisors in the police department to have defibrillators in their car as well. So it's definitely something for us to, we got three people a shift.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you got 2 calls going on at one time.
That is I think we're right at 8%. I was looking at that today. 8% of all of our calls are overlapping with another call. So,
And that's what every municipality touching us is dealing with as well, just because of, the volume. We're building, they're occupying. When they're occupying, they're calling. So it's, especially moving forward, it's definitely something that we need to look at.
I'll reach out and get with them about additional AEDs as well, cost per AED and what the difference would be the more we purchase compared to singular AED devices.
How many supervisors do you have, Chief?
Two patrol. And I have an AED already, so. Two additional AEDs, we give one on day shift and one on night shift.
Better prepared when the situation arises.
Anybody else have anything else for the,
I do have a question. On those, the used hose that you're wanting to donate, do you know, is it all of it you're wanting? Are you to donate all of it, or do you have like a set number you're asking for?
So right now there's 108 sections. So I spoke with the assistant chief at the Wiki Fire Department right there in Asheville. I spoke with him today. I gave him, if you had an unknown number, and you can get as much as you want, give me a price or give me a number. He was requesting 10. The reality is I would rather be beneficial to that department, especially in this county. We could theoretically get rid of 25 sections. That leaves us 83 sections right there. That is still going to sit there, but the long end it saves money when it comes to hose testing, maintenance, and everything like that. And then we're looking at basically probably another 2 to 5 years where that stuff is just kind of out of date at that point in time. So I'd like to get rid of as much as possible, but still leave plenty for us for backup purposes.
thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Next up is the police department.
Mayor and council.
Good.
So I emailed each of you our monthly stats, as well as let you a copy there. For the month of June, we had a total of 157 calls for service. We took 34 incident reports and worked 7 wrecks, made 207 traffic stops, wrote 52 traffic citations, 112 warnings, made 2 felony arrests and 10 misdemeanor arrests. Conducted 461 business checks and 365 control requests from residents checking their house out of town or whatever the case may be. As far as the criminal investigation side, you can see we had a total of 11 felony charges, 5 misdemeanor charges. We submitted 10 pieces of evidence to the state. Had one missing person that our investigator found less than 24 hours after they were reported missing. Also, last week we conducted interviews. We had a total of 11 applicants, and we were able to hire 3 new police officers. 2 of those officers have many years of experience, and 1 young man we're going to send to the academy starting on August the 10th. That will get us fully staffed, 2 per shift, plus 1 additional person for a swing shift. Any other questions?
What's the contract this gentleman's gonna be under?
The standard from the state kind of dictates that, as we have recently learned, so it'd be 3 years for that gentleman that we're sending to the academy. The 2 people with experience do not have contracts.
I want to speak to the contracts from UAB.
Yeah, we did have two individuals that applied, both from UAB that had beautiful resumes and lots of training, and we reached out to UAB Human Resources, and both of those individuals had worked 2 of their 3-year contracts, had already fulfilled that, and UAB was still going to charge us $28,000 plus per officer for their contract. So we told them, work another year at UAB and reapply if we have other openings.
I'd like to look at us extending that contract for us, just as our city. That's a lot of money to invest in one person. And just have a 3-year contract.
Yeah, I think that's the standard. Is that what you're saying? Have a 3-year contract for this new guy?
Possibly 4. We're investing that much money.
Yeah, again, we'll have to ask Anthony. I think the state dictates.
This is the state law is 3. If the employee wanted to sign a contract for 4 years, they could. And that would just be a decision for them to make on whether they wanted to commit themselves to that or not.
Gotcha. One other issue or thing that we'll be looking at, so this individual will finish the academy in November. So I'll be coming to you with a quote, because we'll need 1 additional patrol car for when he finishes the academy. I'm working with the city of Jacksonville, like we did on the 2 previous cars we got. They generally retire cars at 50,000 miles. So if we can buy one of those cars, we can save some money. But they've not listed those on the other deals yet. So when they do, he's gonna let me know, and we'll have first chance at those.
Thank you, Chief.
But while you're still here, what's our current take-home policy on the cars?
Within 30 miles.
30 miles. Okay. So they can leave the county?
They can. Sometimes they're within 30 miles.
Okay.
And Mr. Barker, would you?
Yes, right. Excuse me, I think y'all got a new copy of this new report.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, this report is a little bit different than what you've been used to seeing. All the information on the old report was pulled from this very file. Only thing the old one would tell you what the inspection, how many houses, how many permits, whatever, but it didn't tell you where they were and what the permit was, each one of the permits cost. So this one, if you look down through there, you can tell How many new houses you got? What subdivision you think we're in and how much permit we're looking for? So this is, we're gonna get used to it, but I think this is gonna be a lot more important than the one we had.
We have another picture. I see it. That he should put it out this morning, but.
I should have maybe gone back up to you.
No, I don't have access to them.
You don't have it?
I don't.
You have it.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, this one also will give you the price of the permits and where they were at. I think you'll like it better than the other. No, I did, I thought y'all had.
I mean, if you email me, I just don't have access to any of my city email.
No, I got the weekly one that you sent out.
Oh, yeah, that's a different question. Yeah. I don't do every day. This one, I'll get this to you.
Yeah,
He sent one out at 9:20.
Yes, it
No,
did.
I was,
but the nice thing about the new report is it also shows how much money the total projects are. And so like right now, just in the last 30 days, it's over $3 million worth of just construction costs alone. And so, you know, we want to try to basically reflect and show everybody how much money is moving through council and how much the inspections department does and how much they're influencing.
Yeah, I think when you get used to looking at this, you're gonna like it better. I hadn't looked at it closely, as a whole until today. And I think you'll like it better. So then, as far as that, when you talking about jump to the weekly report, this is just the inspection report. How many framing inspections we do, how many electric, how many plumbing? You said you got that.
Yeah, I did.
You may have any more questions for Mr. Barr? Thanks, sir. All right, so Todd is on PTO this week, and so we'll get an update from him at the next council meeting. But let's see, the next topic on hand is actually Paystar. So Brad, do it, and then also we'll go ahead and address the reimbursement resolution as well.
Okay,
While he's here, we've got that. I should have a copy of it, and
so I'm not an employee of Paystar, so just disclaimers up front. We met with the mayor, obviously, and during that discussion, I think maybe there's room for improvement with some of the software as it relates to billing and kind of how that flows through different departments, whether it's your business license, utility bills, how your website looks. So we have worked with Paystar in the past, and they're real easy to work with. They kind of hang their hat on customer service. I think the proposal they sent over to y'all is cheaper than what you're currently using. And so the interesting factor with this whole industry is there's actually zero cost to the city. So currently your utility customers pay a convenience fee, they pay online. So that's how their cost is covered. So there's no cost to switch to Paystar. There's probably going to be a temporary period where when the mayor knows a lot more about all this than I do, so I'm probably sounding not too intelligent up here, but they'll do a demo period to make sure that all the billing information and customer information is right, and kind of be real hands-on at first. So that's kind of the whole process in and of itself. But I think from an efficiency standpoint, from a cost standpoint, from a user-friendly standpoint, this Paystar proposal is just something you guys should consider.
one big thing, we spend at least $1,200 a month just mailing out water bills and sewer bills, and more often than not, people come up to pay them and don't even bring their stuff and have them. There's a lot of functionality here for paying with your mobile device, paying over your phone, getting electronic delivery. Like, I think we could very likely save a decent amount of money by like getting like going through the exercise of seeing if we can get rid of some of the paper copies. You're never gonna get rid of all mailing and all paper copies, but, you know, if we sending out $1,200 worth of postcards a month, we could try to drill that down and give people additional options to pay. And so that's one thing that Paystar brings to the table. And being able to pay on the app, being able to pay up just over a text message, all these are good features that they have that we currently don't have.
Yeah, and I think one other thing we've heard from people who have switched to Paystar is the ladies or the individuals in the office that are running the department. You know, the whole goal of this software is to reduce people calling in and people coming in to pay. And so I think from a running your business type perspective, I think the reporting is better. The functionality just in general is state of the art. So,
On the any questions about Paystar? Should have some information in the packet. We're just, as a city and primarily a bedroom community, we've got to always look for ways to improve our systems and find money sitting on the table and left on the table. And this tool has several opportunities to help us in that regard. But council doesn't have any more questions, we can briefly discuss the reimbursement. So we talked about this at the last council meeting, just the resolution about getting into the bond process. And so it's a pretty standard resolution. Anybody have any questions for Brad about it?
So this is basically just transferring $3 million to the general fund where it can be used for whatever.
no, sir. So
That's what this resolution states right here.
the resolution is a reimbursement resolution, so under federal tax law. So you're issuing tax exempt bonds, so you get a lower rate than everybody else. And so in exchange for that benefit, investors they get a lower rate too because they're invested in your bonds. But they don't have to pay income tax on that interest, so that's why the rate's lower. So you got to follow the federal tax law, so you can't just issue debt and then take all that money and put it in your general fund. You have to make an official intent through that resolution that a bond lawyer drafted, and it doesn't require you to reimburse yourself, but it allows you to go back 60 days from the date that the resolution is adopted and cover any expenditures that are related to the projects that you're financing. So if you have, land cost or geotech work or a survey or architect fees, all those professional services could then be reimbursed with the bond money once the transaction closes. You do not have to reimburse yourself. It gives you the option to do so in the future. If you don't have that resolution, then you cannot take money that's tax exempt and just put it into your general fund. So that this gives the city flexibility that, say this bond issue drags out for 6 months and you guys are spending money on the project, that's totally fine. Whenever it closes, you can reimburse yourself. If you don't do this, then you can't get any money back.
Yeah, the resolution just states it. More specifically, the acquisition of a fire truck, construction of a fire station, and or other capital projects for the city. So it's basically stating you can use it for capital projects and it's nothing's earmarked.
You would have to
guaranteed.
pass. Yeah, so the way that the bonds are going to come before the council in the form of a final ordinance, and we don't have that. We don't have all the numbers yet. We've got to go out and sell the bonds, and then once we sell the bonds, then it'll come in an ordinance. But in order to get to that spot, we've got to do disclosure documents. We've got to get a bond rating. There's a whole process for that. But if you wanted, you can use the money for other capital projects. You cannot use it for salaries and stuff like that. But you would need to, after that ordinance is passed, once we have the final numbers, you would have to pass another, resolution restating or redirecting the funds to another tax exempt purpose.
Right.
But there's, the bond lawyer and local counsel would have to, guide the council on that process. But yes, as long as it's tax exempt, a tax exempt purpose and it's capital related, you can spend funds or whatever.
It just makes more sense at the end of the day to earmark it for the current projects you're looking at, not just vaguely say other capital projects.
100% agree.
And
you can strike that language if the council feels that's necessary. I think the whole point of this is to give you all flexibility under the federal tax law to where you can reimburse yourself in the future.
Right.
This isn't locking you into issuing debt. This doesn't authorize any transaction. It just simply gives you the flexibility to do so in the future once the bonds are issued.
There's a process in place and what you outlined, so it's just basically putting in writing.
Those are good questions, though, Counselor.
Well, it just makes more sense to earmark it to where you can't use it, but for A or B.
And I would recommend that when the bonds close, instead of keeping the money in a local account of the city, you should keep it at probably a regional bank that is set up to hold these type of funds. And that way, you gotta send in a requisition form. So it's gotta describe what the funds are for.
Right.
And then there's a paper trail there, so.
Well, see, and that's
The money can't be really redirected unless it's for the fire truck, fire station. Or there's a process that you gotta go through.
especially because, that's what we've heard about in the past is money's been missing or misappropriated from other bonds. So I don't know why we would try to say that we can use it for other capital projects when we got current projects we're trying to undergo here. So
Yeah.
it just makes sense to be proactive and protective
Sure.
as far as taxpayer money at the end of the day. So
Good questions. Anything else? So we have started on the documents. Bond counsel is David Ringelstein. He's with Maynard Nixon. He's worked with the city in the past, but he sent an information request over. So as soon as we get that information back, we'll basically be ready to kind of move to the next step in that process. I don't think I, at the last meeting, heard which direction the council was going. Like, we ran a couple different scenarios. So that may be something that you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves. We're not in any rush to get that nailed down, but once we do get the information back from the city for the documents, then we will need to plug in what it is that we're doing and how the bonds are going to be structured.
it's a 20-year bond, right?
I believe that's correct, yes. And the two options were level, so the payments were just level every year, or you have a previous loan that's outstanding, and the other one was called a wrap structure. So we kind of try to keep the payments a little lower while that other loan is paying off, and then it picks up once that other debt is paid off.
So we do have, just before the holiday, we got a letter of intent from the developer who owns a piece of property, and so intent to sell. We'll have Anthony review it and make sure everything's on the up and up. And so, to your point, we just need to discuss more options and then look at get the final numbers on the fire station. There's been a slight change on the layout of the station, but the square footage is roughly the same. So I feel like it's gonna be in a good place. But
Yeah, and we're moving at y'all's speed, so just don't feel like I'm trying to rush y'all. It's just, that's an open item to consider.
Okay. And with the Paystar situation, we discussed it tonight. we'll lay it over to the next meeting, and then we'll vote on it in the regular session of the next meeting, so that we have time to, if the public has any comments, input, and everything, just want to make sure everybody has a chance to digest it and discuss it, and, but, it looks like a really good solution. Okay. Any more questions for Brad? Bond or, Daystar?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any way you we'll try and open myself a little bit. We're here to help.
We might need to get the speakers adjusted, but I'll,
Those systems work good.
so, all right. Moving right along,
Might have one.
so,
Two for the price of one.
all right, so the next topic on the agenda is the no soliciting ordinance, and so I'm gonna let, Councilman Davis speak to.
No soliciting.
Oh.
Yes, because, ma'am,
He's got them on his iPad, he won't turn them on.
oh,
Okay. So
sorry.
Councilwoman Davis is gonna speak to us about, the no soliciting, ordinance.
So, of course, I live in Brookhaven, and there's a lot of people that come in, I think I don't even know how they come in most of the time, but they knocking on doors. I think at AT&T maybe, some people are trying to do that. I think, the security system people show up, or some people saying they're selling security systems show up. I know Brookhaven does have a no solicitation sign, but they don't even acknowledge it. So for us, I reached out to Chief King to ask, how other places had done it, simply because, there can be some tricky parts of that no solicitation, but we have gotten how other communities around us, like Trustful, Centerpoint, how they handle the no solicitor ordinances. So we are going to attempt to get something like that put into place. I think that is beneficial for all of us. I know most of us do not like someone just randomly showing up on our doorsteps at random times. I think Justice might, I think they even come even at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. I mean, most of us are trying to wind down for the evening, and yeah. So we are working on that verbiage, and as soon as we can get one together, we'll put it out. But if anybody has any recommendations or anything like that, please let me know, or any of the other council people, because that is something that we want to put in place here.
So,
and Anthony,
yeah.
So there are some, I know I have the email.
You should, I sent them over to us earlier.
Okay.
It should be part of the packet, if you're able to get it.
Let me check, I can pull it up. Oh, that's a lot to read.
Yeah. One, I believe it's a definitely a great approach. The one thing that when I looked into it in the past, there's the one caveat, the tricky part about it is that when someone comes and buys a business license to go sell their product, like you run into a weird gray area of they've paid for the business license, and so, but you've got the samples, and yep. Anthony can review them and try to put something together to present at the next council meeting.
So I could try to read some of this, but some of it where it says this in here, it blocks out some of the verbiage, but.
Yeah, that's where they have their watermark over it.
Yeah.
But
how will that affect the kids in the community selling things for school sports?
So that's different. It does say that is allowed. That is different, but it's like I said, Vivint comes in. I think some people from AT&T that don't even have proper identification, they come in and, 7, 8:30 at night to try and sell their, AT&T to get you to swap your phone services, or Vivint comes in to try to get you to, get their system. So there is, and I can find it real quick in here where it's talking about kids.
But I mean, that's part of the conversation, though.
Yeah.
That's part of the conversation we need to have is what do we want to accept and what do we not want to? I mean, I think one of the biggest issues is when the salesmen come out and they quite literally pitch a lie. I mean, they just full-face lie to the residents and tell them something that doesn't pan out to be true. So it's almost needs to be have some kind of tie-in with the Better Business Bureau or something where.
To speak to how.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
So we're not necessarily preventing people from soliciting, we're just putting a plan in place to where we know who those people are, we vet those people, take their picture, put it on social media, this person is vetted with AT&T, they may be in your community from this day to this day, they've been instructed that they can only solicit from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That way the community knows this person is legit, they have access to social media, and it just gives us the checks and balances without people just showing up in the city and doing what they want, when they want. Like, it's a control measure, so we can allow them to solicit, but under certain terms. So as far as kids go, you put an exemption in there for school-age kids,
Public safety aspect of it is important because someone pretending to be a salesman and they kick in your door and
peace of mind for everybody, so they know that this person is who they say they are.
Right. Don't they have to come and register here and get like an identification? Okay.
you're supposed to.
And then they'll wear that around their neck while they're out doing their soliciting.
Yeah, the police and Mr. Barker do kind of run on that a lot when they get someone out that are.
Probably 10 calls a month on people soliciting. Definitely would. People just are nervous when you got 3 or 4 people running around in the neighborhood claiming to be something, and they have no way of knowing if it's legit or not.
Thank you. And so, any solutions, suggestions council has, please send them over to Anthony. He'll review the samples he has, and we'll try to present something at the next council meeting for a first presentation.
So, or Anthony, if you can, like, have the exemption for like the school-age children, like for their school or sports fundraisers, like we can certainly do that.
Schools, college.
That's what
kids,
all of them. I mean,
And similar to
Kids are kids.
similar to variances with anything, like anybody can come up and apply for a variance, and if they're just a student, then it's not technically a business license, right? We can have a process. All right. Any other? All right. So the next topic on the agenda is is accepting sealed bids on vehicles. I would like to do it at the next council meeting, but basically we've had several vehicles on Gov Deals for months, and they just keep turning over and not getting picked up. So I would like to have us post all the vehicles and details and give everybody an opportunity to submit a sealed bid that will open at the next council meeting for each of the vehicles, and we can award them to whoever is the highest bidder at the next council meeting. The only vehicle in question, I think Councilman Davis had mentioned trying to restore the fire truck, and I didn't know if that if council wanted to look into that option. We have gotten some quotes on just getting it moved. It's going to be about $1,000 just to have it like towed and pulled out of there. And so, just want to see if, during the meeting, I'll ask for a motion to see how council would like to move on this. Is there any discussion or topics on this at this time?
I think we're doing good to try to pay for a new one. I don't think we got money to be put back in an old one.
oh, it wasn't gonna cost the city anything. I have someone who's a painter I was going to ask to help to make it look like the fire truck from the movie Cars, or something little kids would like to see. You drive past it. It's not going to be running. I mean, obviously, but
one alternative too is to look into someone like the fire truck museum in Birmingham to see if they'd be interested in taking it and renovating it and putting it in their museum. So there's lots of options for that, but a lot of cities take vehicles like that and turn them into parade vehicles. But all right, any other topics on our comments or concerns about this topic? All right, if not, let's see. The next agenda is the police department policy and public works policy, but with the 4th of July holiday and the we didn't, I don't think we got everything complete. Jeff, would you like to speak to any of your policy? I don't think we had it in the packet yet. And so, we're just trying to work to get together something where all three departments have, additional policy on and above the handbook, and then similar pay scales across the board. And so, hopefully by the next council meeting, we'll have something together and kind of keep all three of the departments in harmony as far as, what their department policies are. So any questions or concerns about those policies while we're still in the process of putting them together? Next topic then is the short-term lease. So as we've been discussing for a while with the contract on the property next to us, we've got the short-term lease with Lovejoy for the property next to the pharmacy. And I think this is we use this property all the time. We've made sure that our insurance covers it and that we're good on all of our policies for the property. And I'd just like to talk to council about what we can do with the property with a short-term lease. Obviously, we don't want to make huge investments, but we do want to make sure it's adequate and that we can use it for events. And I think it's a prime lot for doing additional, basically food trucks, more festivals, farmers market. Like we can make a few small improvements to the property and use it for more recurring events that bring attraction and services for the city. And so just looking for council for their ideas for these different topics and to see if there may be a motion to like actually invest in some picnic tables covering and like maybe some games so that when a family comes to get food from a food truck, they also have something to do while they wait and are just a gathering place. One big thing that our city's missing is those public gathering places and third places. And so with the short-term lease on the property, we can invest in it and make it a place where people will want to come and hang out.
We have two parks we can use.
Neither park right now has adequate parking for food truck, but with Wilson Park, we're making some improvements where we might get back to there. But the main thing is the open space and readily available parking.
There's no parking down here either, there's parking on the roads.
So with the property, we can make small improvements that add a lot of value.
Didn't we buy a skid steer, trailers, everything else?
Are you offering a solution or?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So why can't we grade out an area, even right here? We got city property all around us. Bring in some gravel, grade it off, put a couple food trucks here, put them down at the park, add some gravel for some park. I mean, there's plenty of places to park. Then we invest in our current infrastructure before we invest in someone else's infrastructure. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, that's an idea. I mean, the simple point here would be that you wouldn't have to move any dirt. You just buy a canopy and some picnic tables. But I mean, all those are options. And so
that's on somebody else's property the other day. We can put it right across the street. Wilson Park, Dillard Park. I mean, we just invested at Dillard Park. I mean, it's got parking. It's got a place that people could grill. I mean, there's plenty of places to do things.
I mean, again, that's a solution.
We got a park and rec person too, right?
We do. It's all of these things are opportunities and possibilities. But I mean, we can discuss them all. I'm trying to think. I'd have to go back and talk to the co-op and see what the options are and how much space they need to bring the farmers market here. But I mean, investing in the property we own needs to happen. We're looking for grant opportunities to help with that.
Well, you got Wilson Park right down here. You got a parking area there. I mean, it wouldn't be nothing to add a 20 vehicle parking area with some gravel. I mean, or asphalt. We just paved the basketball courts, didn't we?
We did, yep, with the grant.
But we didn't know about that till it was being done. So I mean,
I'm gonna stop you right there. That is a bold-faced lie. The grant was presented, and the grant was applied for, and everyone was aware the grant was coming. So those paving and improvement projects at Dillard and Wilson Park were both paid for with grant funds with a very small match that council approved. So
council approved grant fund. I'm just saying we didn't know about it till it was being done. Is what I'm saying.
That's not true.
That is 100% true. But anyway, we have the resources inside the city that the taxpayers have already purchased to make these things happen. So taking out of our own pocket and the taxpayer pocket and put in somebody else's property really doesn't make any sense at all when we have the opportunity to better the citizens and our own property before we invest in someone else's.
So, I think we beat this horse enough, but the simple point is a small pavilion that could be moved and picnic tables that could be moved are things that are not going to be sunk costs that are captured into a department. I'm not recommending that we pave or concrete an entire lot. Just add some covered facilities so that if a food truck is there, someone can enjoy it there while they're waiting.
We just added covered facilities at Dillard Park.
There's no picnic tables at Dillard Park.
There are 2 picnic tables at Dillard Park, and we're going to get some more. Yeah, well, that's part of this is investing in places for the people to eat and gather and be.
No, you said investing in someone else's property. I'm talking about investing in our own property first before we benefit others by investing in there.
Okay, I think this is deconstructing quickly. So, does anybody else have any positive comments or positive ideas for adding facilities and services for our citizens?
Yeah, I'd be willing to come out here myself and grade it off, and we've hauled some gravel in and everything else. I'd be more than happy to volunteer my time to do it myself.
All right.
Anybody else to join me, feel free. I do it every day for a living.
All right. Invitation's open.
You know where we want to put it?
All right. So,
I mean, just pick a spot at this point.
Well,
pick a spot and go. We'll start there, and then we'll go to the next spot.
Well, ignoring the fact that you need to do engineering on the lot before moving the dirt is besides the point. Money's going to be invested one way or the other. We have a very simple solution that I brought to the table. The lease is not a big deal. We use the land all the time already, and we'll continue to discuss opportunities there and see what we can do. And the other part of this topic was sewer taps, and Brian and I spoke with Anthony before this, and we're going to have some conversations with Odenville about other similar topics. And so, essentially, when we purchased the sewer treatment plant, we purchased existing taps along with it, and Lovejoy purchased quite a few taps. And as the years have gone by, rather than paying the annual maintenance fee, they've been removing and reducing the number of taps year over year. And so they just asked us to help figure out what that final number is and come to some understanding so that they can utilize those taps and use them in their new properties, because a lot of the land that Lovejoy currently owns is not sewer adjacent. And so we're going to just be having a discussion, and we'll circle back when we have more information to give council. But I want to make y'all aware that, like, Lovejoy is just one of many developers who owns taps to our sewer system. And it's basically IOUs that they pay on each year. And so we need to keep that in mind with our capacity for our sewer and with our future expansion in funding for the sewer. Do you might have any questions or concerns about the existing sewer taps? Okay. All right. Next topic on the work session is the city clerk candidates. You guys received two city clerk candidates. They both, we started with over 40 applications. We did some preliminary evaluations and skills testing so that we make sure that we whittle down those who had the job experience versus those who just looked good on the paper, and did some preliminary interviews. And so the two that you got before you are exceptional candidates. And let's see if you had any questions, or see if when y'all would like to set up council interviews and how y'all would like to handle the council interviews over the next coming weeks before the next council meeting.
I'd like for us all to receive a list of every candidate that's applied, because that is a city council appointed position. That is not a mayor appointed position. So the two candidates that you sent us is no name 1 and no name 2, as you have blacked out all of their information, but we cannot look up the individual or anything. So for you to say that you presented two candidates is very invalid. You presented work histories, is the only thing you presented to us. So we do not have individuals at all. So why we have 40 candidates and we have not seen any of them, that makes absolutely no sense. So
Typically, in a situation like this, the mayor would make his suggestions, and there are recommendations, and council would pick them. So here, we've given council 2 opportunities without the name, so that you can look at the qualifications. And I'm asking you when you'd like to interview them.
So I'd like to look at all 40 applicants that have applied, and then we can dwindle our list down from there. As you're aware, there's an ordinance in place stating, and then the city of Margaret, the city council appoints department heads, police chief, fire chief, public works, and also the city clerk, which is what we're elected to do. So
I would, again, I'm proposing 2 candidates for city council to interview. And so when would you like to interview them?
we'd like to look at all 40 applicants and look at those and consider all 40 applicants for the job. That's what we would like to do.
If the council wants to consider all 40 applicants, then we're welcome to consider all 40 applicants.
All right, we will.
In the state of Alabama, that's the law. The ordinance is the law. So
You should probably look into the ordinance and how it was passed.
we've looked into the
improperly.
ordinance, we've asked legal opinion and everything
State of
else.
Alabama says they all appoint the city council.
There we are.
Yeah, I'm not arguing the city clerk. Just trying to make the process easy. All right. So, next topic on the work session is basically the city council meeting agenda. So, topic number 1 is approval from the minutes from 4/26, 5/2, and 5/4. Does anyone on council have any questions, concerns, or issues with the minutes from these meetings?
I have no idea what the minutes are reading.
Would you like to, your iPad and your phone, we'll give them back to you, we can give them back to you.
And I left them because I didn't, want to, another public record request to come, and I need to take time and bring those items up here so that while I can research them, so I left them. I'm saying that we're talking about the minutes, and I said that I'm not familiar with what the minutes state because I don't have access to my city email. And he's saying that he returned my iPad and my cell phone, which he did, but I chose to leave it because we may have another public records request, and I don't want to have to continue to bring those items back here. And I don't access anything for the city of Margaret from my personal cell phone or my personal email, and so I'm trying to avoid doing that. So I don't have access to the minutes. It is my choice. You're exactly right. It's my choice.
Anybody else have any questions or concerns?
But if we print them out, then I will have them. You're exactly right. That's my choice, and that's the choice that I'm going to remain with.
So my question is, with these minutes, what is the timeline for us to get minutes back?
There's no set timeline for the minutes. It's just a matter of when they are done and be presented.
But these minutes are from April.
Months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got to go watch the video, to be honest, to tell you what happened. I don't remember.
Well, it's that's basically the role. I mean, that's part of the.
I mean, can we not have a meeting, minutes, the next meeting, something along those lines? 2 and 3 minutes, 2 or 3 meetings before we get minutes is, it's a bit much.
Well, it was pretty regular practice previously, but we're trying to get better. But we obviously, when these meetings are run more professionally, it'll be easier as well.
We've said that since November.
So, all right. Is there any issues with the actual minutes themselves?
I retrieve my things.
No, sir.
I would retrieve my iPad, but I won't retrieve the cell phone.
Okay.
Look, I can look at them and review them.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Are you saying something, sir?
I'm saying something.
I'm gonna No, we don't need this kind of interaction, please. Thank you. All right. So ordinance 2026, 014, Windstream franchise agreement. So, I can get the attorney from Windstream on the phone if y'all would like, but this is pretty straightforward. We've been talking about it for a couple months. We've got a ordinance for a 5% franchise fee for Windstream, plus they will include services for the city for free in the agreement, and they won't put it in writing, but they're trying to work out a deal so they get the school a better rate on their internet. The problem is the school has a dark fiber, which is a private network through the county, and so it's not just the school's local service. But this franchise agreement is obviously a great thing for the city. Right now, they're paying just their annual business license. This will actually give us additional tax incentives with every Windstream customer, and they're going through an acquisition, and so as part of that acquisition, this is one of their requirements. And so Anthony reviewed the language, come back and forth with their attorney, and it's a pretty agreeable resolution. And if y'all like, I can get the attorney on Teams, and you can ask questions if you have any.
First time we looked at.
I mean, it's in the packet, correct?
First time, you said we've been talking about it for months.
I've been talking about going after these franchise
You've been
agreements.
talking about it for months. I'm saying it's the first time we, as a council, have discussed it, is what I'm getting at.
I'm not arguing with that, but the point is, like, the idea of going after franchise agreements with all the big businesses in the city so that we can get tax revenue that we're currently not getting. And this is the first one that we've got one in front of us. And so, any questions about the franchise agreement itself? Anthony, would you like to, do you speak to the business side of it?
So it's a 5% franchise fee, which is for their gross receipts within the city. It allows them access to the right of ways to put their fiber in, things of that nature. They'll still pay any fees, any application fees for any work they have to do on top of the 5% franchise fee. And one of the biggest things we included was the public benefit provisions, which provide that Windstream will provide free service to specific outlying city facilities like City Hall, Park, the Public Works Building, things.
Paying $500-600 a month for Windstream, and then another more than that for Charter or Spectrum. And so this cuts our monthly utility bills in half just for internet, as well as a significant increase in tax revenue for the city. Would you like me to get in touch with the attorney, or do we have any questions? And this is a pretty big win for the city. All right. So should have had, it was a quote for the repairs for the bridge at Wilson Park. So we found AIMS reports from years back where they told us to replace the bridge and the not the pavilion, but the gazebo at Wilson Park. And so the bridge has been removed, and we went after one grant to try to pay for replacing the bridge and repairing the walking track, but we didn't get that grant. But the bridge is something that we do need to get replaced for public safety. And like I say, AMIC, you should have had in the packet a image from AMIC's report from I think 2 or 3 years ago, stating the same thing. And so before you should have a quote to repair the bridge with pretty good material for a reasonable price. Do you have any questions or concerns about the quote for the bridge?
Is there a quote for concrete? Concrete? So we don't have to reevaluate this 10 years from now?
Like a concrete bridge, or like concrete for?
Instead of putting wood there, going back with concrete?
No, we don't have a quote for a concrete bridge, but there's the materials on the bridge are
wood.
No, it's a composite material. But no, don't have a
Still gotta have wood to support it though.
But I don't have a quote for a concrete bridge.
I'd like for us to get a quote for concrete.
All right, anybody else?
I mean, we're looking at 20 to 25 years concrete lasting versus reevaluating this, spending, you know, the same amount of money on the longevity side. More bang for our buck at the end of the day, plus it'll last.
Okay, anybody else have any other concerns or issues with the quote for the bridge repair? All right. So next up is a topic for asking for an amendment to the Sterling Grove plat map. Basically, they had the number for the right of way for the railroad tracks wrong, and so they're just having to actually make the bridge frame is middle, and the essentially the right of way for the railroad tracks was a little bit larger than Sterling Grove's engineer realized, and so they've had to make a handful of the lots shorter that back up to the railroad track. And so they've asked for they paid their plat fee and are modifying the plat. It's really no major change other than acknowledging the right of way. And so you may have any questions, concerns about
You got the paperwork for us to look at?
it should have been in the packet, but let me. Double checking what page it was on. Is it in the supplement?
I've got one copy.
Okay, pass it down.
So I'm gonna get a bigger copy and we can actually see it.
Mike, is that where Mr. Barker was going?
If not, we can move it down the line.
Just double checking if it was in.
Everybody should have had that copy right there to look at before we got
Right
here.
here.
Yeah, it's in the packet. There's just multiple packets because of how much was in
It's
it.
in the meeting. It's in the actual one. It's on page 38 of 46. If that
I'm
helps.
talking the bigger plats so we can look at it, you know what I'm saying?
The topic at hand is a very simple, basically shortening of those 4 lots, just moving in the
Shorting
rear,
on the front side, back side, or the sides?
the back side, which is the one next to the railroad tracks in the image.
What are they gonna shorten them to?
It's shortening the lot 10 feet.
So they're currently at what?
I'm good.
Do you need to-
10 feet is 10 feet.
Set that easement back further.
Martrice, do you need this one?
Good.
Thank you.
Mike.
We're just talking, bring it off the back side of the 10 foot short. As long as we can use the drain slopes.
I mean, they just didn't realize how much struggle with the railroad. So they're trying to
Thank you, Mike. And, all right, any more questions, concerns about the, plat amendment? All right. Which is there, the next topic is the, cloud permit quote. We have it one more time on the agenda for, it's the same software we've been talking about. They came back with a lower price after a conversation with you and Ms. Bell, and just wanted to see if we'd be interested in going after it with the new lower price.
What's the lower price?
It should be, the quote, basically the first year would be 21,000, which includes the 15,000 subscription and then 6,000 for implementation cost, and then it tapers down over the next couple of years. But it's okay.
Is it less than 15,000 they want to pay?
Yeah. No, it's still, it's lower each year, but it is, it's just like a little discount each year. It's not.
It's over here. I forgot. It's in its own link. That's
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry. I
right,
was talking to
that's
myself
right.
out loud.
It's its own
Sorry.
packet in the email, that was right. Okay.
I still think that's a little expensive.
Okay. Anybody else have any topics or questions or concerns about the cloud permit that they want to address? Okay. All right. So that we'll keep on moving. So you got there was a couple new policies and in your packets. So basically, we want to implement a new city fuel card and vehicle accountability policy for the whole city. I'll just take them one at a time. It's, you might have a chance to read through it. Have any questions or concerns about it? All right.
But it's for every department, police department, fire department,
Yep.
public works department.
Yep. The high level is that we're going to move to individual pins per person, so they're not sharing pins, and they might share cars, but they'll have their own pins.
Share pin number now?
Yes.
Cause I saw a Margaret police car, in downtown Birmingham. I mean, I was leaving and we were right behind each other all the way down. I got off in downtown Birmingham, they did too. I went to 2nd Avenue North and they went, a block over from me.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that instance, but they transport and have to pick people up. There's all kinds of things. But
When you the city jail or the county jail.
if you have a concern, we can look it up. We have the systems in place. But it's just basically also a vehicle use policy. It's overarching for everybody as well. And then, okay. And any other questions or concerns about the vehicle policy from the back? All right. Next policy up was the city financial management, debt and fiscal policy. So this is the policy that Brad had spoke about when he came talking about bonds the first time. Basically, if we put this in place, it would help our bond rating go from an A- to an A+. And essentially it just puts good guardrails in place for the whole city from now and going forward, that you only carry so much debt compared to GDP. You only it's basically trying to set a guide rail for how we handle and use debt for the city.
I would advise every city council member to evaluate that financial policy before you vote on it.
Okay, that's the point. So if everyone has it in their packet, does anybody have any questions or concerns about it? Okay, that's fine. It's just, these are first presentations, so, and let's see, again, there's an additional city vehicle policy. This is more detail in the responsibility for the city vehicles. And the last big topic is the city social media and IP policy. Basically, there's some framework around state law, but then this is just adding to that and expanding upon Margaret's policies. You may have any questions, concerns, or anything you'd like to discuss on that? Okay, hearing none. Tabitha, would you like to call the folks up for public comment?
Yes, I've got Darren Spence.
Good evening. My name is Darren Spence. I'm my wife's family. I'm a resident of Caden. I've been there for 6 years. I'm an educator working for the city, Tuscaloosa City Schools for the past 24 years in schools at one of the local schools. A lot of you all know me on ice cream and well here, so I would say this, I work in Tuscaloosa. And a lot of people didn't know what Margaret was until they saw stuff on TV. And so I kind of got jittered about it. And so I'm proud of where I live. Like living in Margaret, we live here. And so I would just say going forward, I hope that we can all, work on having, better relationships with everybody in the city. I just had a couple of questions concerning one's concerns, broad concern. One second question addresses a more specific concern about area around where I live. Some information that pretty much all of you already know. I just did a little research since the city of Margaret is a very rapidly growing city. And according to the latest census, we have a population of about 7,500 people. I don't know how correct it is, but it's a diverse community. We have 8% white, 15% black, African American. I don't think that's true. I just think we're not answering the census because I see a lot of black folk around here, and about 5% other. This makes us larger than most of our neighboring cities, Argo, Springville, and Odenville, and that surprised me. Okay? So with those statistics stated, what is the city, this is the question, what is the city currently doing to attract businesses and commerce to our rapidly growing city to address the needs and interests of our citizenship? And second, big part of this question is there any forum other than the city council meeting where citizens can meet with leadership and decision makers to discuss these type of issues? I'm hearing, and I think that's very important because I sit there and I hear the council discussing things and discussing among themselves saying, well, we haven't discussed that. So if the council hasn't discussed that, certain things, certainly the residents of the city hasn't had a chance to discuss it. So I just feel like there ought to be some other forum. We don't have a city, chamber of commerce. City this size, could we look into maybe, establishing that? But there has to be another forum where citizens are able to, where there's a dissemination of information, of ideas, about things, about businesses that potentially would like to come into our community, because right now it seems that most things that are happening and that what you all are discussing, the community finds out about it through word of mouth. And in my opinion, that will always lead to misinformation, confusion, or hope. And that seems to be what is happening. So, first of all is, what can we do to establish some other forms where you can...
And did you have what we're going to ask about the fire department as well? Because I want to address. I just didn't want to jump ahead.
Yeah, that's in my second part. But I'm really particularly interested in what type of forums can be where we can discuss things that are going on in our city. Because we voted for, all of you all who voted for whoever, we voted for you all, but we voted for you all to in our interest as residents of the city. And so, as residents, it doesn't feel good to hear things as word of mouth, because 9 times out of 10, you're not hearing correctly. The information is not being passed along correctly. If I tell you something, by the time you tell them, it's going to be different, or something other than what I said. And so that's how a lot of confusion starts. That's my first question. Second question pertains more specifically to Brookhaven. Last count, of course, the information I received may be accurate or inaccurate, but there are more than 700 houses in Brookhaven and more currently being built. There's only one way in Brookhaven and one way out. I live at 445. I'm the first house in Brookhaven, so I have a vested interest in the traffic issue in and around Brookhaven and Sandy Road. What can the city do to address the traffic and infrastructure issues in and around Brookhaven and Sandy Road? And is the city able to put any type of limitations or pauses in granting building contracts to builders and contractors until the roads and traffic issues are addressed, including continuing a roadway out of the back end of Brookhaven to connect Acton Road, which would provide some relief to those who live on the front end of Brookhaven, such as myself. And also, to your point, could you give us some clarity about the proposed fire station that is being discussed near the entrance of Brookhaven and Sandy Road, which I heard word about?
Yep, thank you. So, on the public forum conversation, we tend to try to run meetings where we present something at one meeting during a work session, similar to what we're doing now, and then vote on it at the next work session. That's supposed to be the standard, so that people have time to hear about it and to come and discuss it and have public comment about it before the actual vote on stuff, right? And so that's the general rule for what we're trying to follow as a city. On top of that, I've been having first Mondays with the mayor up until this month, and now I'm going to move it off of Mondays and to have them on Wednesdays. Now, we're posting more on social media, but some of us post ourselves on social media too and keep things up to date, but we separate those profiles from the city because we're not trying to promote ourselves with the city. But the first Mondays, that's exactly what it's about. It's about people coming up, talking to us one-on-one, and or at least me in this case. And I've been bringing city council member, or not city council, city leaders with me. So police department came to one, fire chief came to another, public works came to another, and this next one we're going to have water and sewer come and speak, try to answer people's questions about those topics. I'm going to try to make these going forward recorded so that they can be watched and listened to by people who can't make it. It's incredibly difficult for people to make it up during the workday, and so I try different times during the day, and so basically we're trying different ways to get the information out to people. On the Brookhaven issue, the amount of traffic is a difficult issue because of private property and private property rights. Like the back of the neighborhood, essentially, to get the exit or entrance out of the back, you're going to need basically the developer to build it because it's going across his private property. We've discussed over the years many different options, city contributing, city trying to make him do it without building houses.
Pause right there. What I asked, what the question was, that the city awards building contracts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when developers come in and want to build and continue to build in Brookhaven, it would seem to me that it would be wise and in our best interest not to grant a contract or to stipulate in a contract that if you are going to build here, then you need to that builder or contractor needs to at least bear some responsibility and in finishing that roadway, because the city does not have to award building contracts.
Well, it's a catch-22 there, and it's basically telling someone what to do with the private property is where the rub comes in. Now, if we had zoning and other policies in place before it all started, there's some wiggle room. It's a funny thing. The thing that people don't want to hear is probably the best solution for controlling the growth, right? We are one of the last cities in the county that does not have zoning at all. Ragland is the other one, but they control.
Odinville and Argo.
Well, Argo has it, Odinville's working on it right now, and so, again, the building is going rapidly here because we don't have, there are no controls in place. Now, traditionally, five years of experience, a developer brings a plat, council pretends they don't want it, and then the next meeting they vote for it. But like, eventually by the third meeting, if council continues to try to tell someone that they can't build on it, and they don't have zoning or anything else in place, the developer comes back with a lawyer.
So
and then
why don't we work to put zoning, policies in place?
Well, no,
that would seem to be the logical solution to that.
That is, you're absolutely right. And zoning requires certain other pieces in place first. And so we're working on some of those now, but that is a much bigger conversation. And but we've got to get there. So I don't know.
Mr. Smith, I can tell you this: at the end of the day, before another plat in Brookhaven is approved, this council actually has the authority to tell the developer, we will not approve this plat until you provide a rear construction entrance. We hold the power to do that. We can tell them to do that. And we cannot approve that plat until they do that. So, I mean.
And that's the kind of thing that I was proposing, suggesting, that we put some more stipulations on the builders, before we just award building contracts, to them as a city. I don't think that those are gonna be deal breakers, because most companies probably already, assume that there's gonna be some type of language like that in a contract with the city.
We also control lot sizes as well.
I would defer to the city attorney on that question about forcing a developer. Now, granted, the next phase would finish out Brookhaven Drive, and that's already been proposed. That's another 400 homes, but forcing the developer to do that is a different situation. We could say, no, we won't, but when they sue, the whole city, the whole city pays.
Well, I'm saying force, but if you're gonna award a contract, I mean, it is a competitive business. I mean, more than
it's not so I think that's one of the big things. They own the land, and they're just bringing the plans to develop the land, so it's not a competitive bid in that sense. Now, they sometimes will sell the lots to a builder, but the way it typically works is not always. The way it typically would work was that, like, a developer would take 200 acres, they would get the plots ready or the plats ready for the individual homes, and then they would sell those plats to the builder who builds. But the developer, so a lot of people get the developer and builder mixed up. Sometimes they are the same, sometimes they're not.
Where the safety aspect of, because we continue to build and it's building inside the Brookhaven with one way in, and certainly safety is already an issue, because if something happens on Sandy Road, for instance, this is where they're working on the utilities now. When they stop, Brookhaven bags all the way up in the morning. If you get caught there, and if you're 7:30 trying to be work at 8 somewhere, and you get caught and have to wait on the utility to come to get there, you're more than likely going to be late for work. That's already happening. So when will safety?
So So if we don't have the local policy and our zoning in place, it becomes there's not a necessary state law that dictates that. I know in some cities they'll tell you if you have more than 300 homes, you can't build anymore until you have an additional exit. But if we don't have that in place, we can't do that. But I'm going to defer to Anthony too some here, because we're getting into a lot of legal ground here, which, we can posture all we want. And I've seen council up here, former council, posture a lot and then just cave. And so, it really involves coming up with a plan, and us all deciding that we want to work on that plan.
With all due respect. Yeah. I'm not here to posture.
Yeah.
I'm here to concern the citizens.
No, absolutely.
And because I am the first council. And what I continue to hear you say is that the zoning is the issue. Well, I think that we probably need to start spending some time, working on the zoning
I don't,
policies in our city.
yeah, I don't disagree. And Anthony, are you looking into that or, but,
So the city does have subdivision regulations that developers have to abide by, and they have to present their plats to the city council for approval under those subdivision regulations. And the city council can ask the developer to put in the rear road, and we're not gonna go and approve your plat until you put in a.
So it's already there, we're just not enforcing it, is that right?
That's not true.
so,
The city council approves the plat. And so when a plat is presented, that's when the time for that.
Oh, well, saying we're not enforcing it, let's just say it hasn't been emphasized in the past. Would that be?
well, there's a process in place to get the plat approved, but the city's legal authority to continue to stop a developer from pursuing building on their property that they've spent millions of dollars on. Again, they lawyer up, then everybody pays, and then we all lose. But your last and final point, and I apologize, it's gone a bit longer than it should, but the fire station, I spoke to the fire chief, and he said basically they try to not run siren code in neighborhoods when they don't have to, so the noise concern of a fire station on that lot should be minimized. But Councilwoman Davis made a comment too about trying to get a light or something that could let traffic know too when they're coming out, that could mitigate the situation. But they are very aware, and they already try to do their best to not run sirens through housing areas when they need to. But currently, one big thing, if a truck's coming from Station 2, which is all the way on the other side of the city, they're coming through multiple neighborhoods and subdivisions to get anywhere else in the city. And so just having one there means the trip's going to be shorter overall and possibly save a life. But they are aware, and they
That's why I'm wondering where that discussion, and just for that point, I did speak with the mayor at a recent event about, and I appreciate you, sharing that information from me, because again, I heard that through word of mouth, which I would prefer not to, but, and that's kind of why, one of the reasons why I'm here tonight, about the fire potential, building of the fire station there at Brookhaven and Sandy Road, and I was telling him that my only concern would be the noise. For sure, it's probably needed, but it would be the noise and so.
Well, final point is if the next phase has as many homes as they're proposing, Brookhaven will have more physical homes than the city had residents 23 years ago.
The problem there is if we put a fire station at the beginning of Sandy Road and Brookhaven Drive, traffic issue is going to be a nightmare for everyone that travels that road on Sandy and Brookhaven Drive, no matter what. It's also going to be a bigger safety issue because all that first lot will be all concrete.
Have we discussed like traffic signals and anything of that nature?
There's a lot still to be discussed as far as location, planning, and everything. Right now, the plan is, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but the current fire station layout is basically 3 bays. It don't even have bedrooms in it, a kitchen in it, nothing. So
Actually, Jonathan, we did change that.
actually, nobody has emailed it to us, so I'm still going off.
That was being weighted
So
to see if
it's an empty building right
I
now.
guess builders
For 1.5 million.
approved what we had come up with.
Who is we?
It's the fire
Myself,
department.
I designed it based off what the firefighters, the fire chief, all of their opinions, recommendations came, and I'm happy to show whoever wants to see it what was come up with. I also have an engineer that has offered to draw the blueprints for free for us so that we do not have to pay the engineer, city engineer that we have been using that does nothing for us generally.
So
Anyway.
again, what as a citizen, what I would like to see is some type of forum where this type of discussion, other than the city council meeting, because when you're getting at your work session, then obviously you are, approving it or discussing approving it or not approving it. But that still has to leave the residents an open forum for discussion. And again, and I don't say this in type of belittling way, but we voted for you all to work on our behalf. But I don't think there's not one resident in the city that doesn't want to have some, especially something this important, you know, some type of input. Thank you all for the time, okay?
Thank you.
And then Sandra Spence?
We were together.
Okay.
With that, we'll adjourn the work session, take a, call it 8-minute break and return at 7:55.
I actually signed up, because I got lost in
Yeah.
I got the email from you and I responded, but I didn't hear back from you, so I didn't know if it was this meeting you wanted to speak. I do apologize.
I never checked my emails.
Yeah, yeah, that should be fine.
I'll keep this brief. I think this gentleman made a lot of good points. And this time of the year, when Congress is on vacation, a lot of times they'll go back to their districts. And they'll spend time meeting their constituents. And I think that's what, there's like Mr. Spence?
Yes, sir.
I think that's what Mr. Spence was looking for. A forum where you guys would, say Mr. McIntyre would have a meeting of people from District 3. Something where they could meet him and they can try to discuss him. And you can get a sense of what's going on in his district. My understanding is that there's some funds that each councilman has for their own discretion. So maybe this would be something that they could spend that money on. What I really wanted to discuss today was to ask a simple question. One this council seems to still not be able to answer. Can anyone explain clearly and logically why the city administration cannot work together for mutually beneficial way to address the city's worsening conditions? We're 2/3 the way through the administration. Someone brought up minutes, and they're not getting minutes in a timely manner. Well, before we get into that, I just want to thank Argo and Tabitha. Argo lent Tabitha to us until we could get our city clerk position filled. And that was 8 months ago. It looks like we have reopened the application process. I think that there was a vote not to reopen it. That's some progress. As a store manager, I don't have time to interview all the candidates who apply for a job. I usually have my assistants go through and talk to them, then we discuss who the best candidates are, and then I'll spend some time with them. If you have 40 applicants, I can certainly understand why you would want to narrow it down to 2. But, Mr. Ray seems to have a personal interest in this, and maybe he could take that job on. Maybe he could interview all 40 of them, and then he could refer 2 or 3 for a second interview. Just depends on how passionate he is on it. But I really wanted to talk about the fire station. The last meeting, I was surprised that the location of the fire station was still kind of up in the air. I assumed that it was at the entrance of Brookhaven. Then there was some discussion about, maybe that's not a good place, maybe we should try and acquire some land someplace else. A lot of discussion. That combined with the inability to place the order for the truck, seems like no progress is being made. I believe the path forward should be the council to appoint a special master to study the related issues and make a comprehensive proposal to the council. In the judicial branch, a special master is an expert appointed by the court to plan and administer a complex issue before the court. Special master has been appointed to administer claims for suits coming out of the H&R settlement and the September 11th attacks. Special masters administer desegregation in Brown versus Board of Education. The special master would work with the fire department and the city engineer to determine the requirements of the building site. They would work with a realtor to gain potential sellers that would be willing to sell their land. They would work on cost estimates to build the structure. They would see that a traffic study would be conducted on the site. They would put together truck specifications, equipment load out, and staffing requirements for the new apparatus. Essentially, he would work with various stakeholders to deliver a comprehensive plan that would be voted on as a single proposal or as a series of votes in one night. The special master would replace the piecemeal process we now have. So that's pretty much the main issue I wanted to talk about. I think it's time for us to really take a step back, get a plan together, put one person in charge of it, one direct person who can take care of all the moving pictures, and that will help us move forward as a city. Thank you.
I'd like to answer your question.
Sure.
He was talking about the fire truck and fire apparatus and everything else.
Yes.
I've reached out to the fire chief on 2 different occasions. I've reached out to Captain Davis on 4 different occasions, inquiring about equipment and everything else. If you remember the past meeting that we had, we all sat here and we all discussed it. And I also told Captain Davis, as soon as he got the quotes, I'd be the first one to call a special meeting. So there's work being done on as far as the truck and everything else. I mean, I don't think anybody up here would say that we probably don't need one at the end of the day. The fire station, there's a lot of communication that a couple of people are doing. We're not including everybody. The problem is we can't work alone. We work better as a team, but we have to want to be a team. So once we can come together and try to be a team, we can work together as a team. But just like you just heard,
but you need one person who's in charge of the project, a project manager that can bring all the parts together, can lay a plan in front of you and say,
right,
here is the best.
If they communicate.
You don't need a bunch of divergent people who, let's face it, act like a bunch of children. I mean, you know, I like coming to city council meetings because it takes me back to my childhood. My brother and my sister and I, we put a lot of gray hairs on my parents' head. And honestly, you know, I wasn't going to say this, but I've never seen a group of more childish people. Not childlike, in a certain sense of innocence, but childish. Thank you.
With that, we'll adjourn the work session and reconvene at 8:05.
This guy wants to speak to you.
No, I have a question. I want to yeah, I can talk to this one. Okay.
Why not have vendors come and sell the merchandise? And have a tax packet, that they pay the city tax.
That's all part of the plan, but it's not.
Because I'm a person that does stuff and I go to festivals, and that would be a great way to bring people into the city. I know I'm coming.
That's what I'm trying to do, but it's not the right person's idea, so they don't want to do it. So,
I know.
all right, thank you.
It's all right, sooner or later.
That's right. We're gonna do it. So that'll be on the agenda for next meeting.
I'll leave the, what time go? Dave, you letter. I contacted, I get the post office open here.
Okay.
And he's gonna pass out the letter to everybody.
Yes, sir.
I thought I'd give you a preview to it. That's the response I got from Representative Rogers. I called Katie Britt's office and they told me to start your job that you have to ask for. So I can't ask for it, so I'm gonna ask.
Yes, sir.
So you can bring it up in the next meeting.
Okay.
And that's what you'll see?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I think we should probably have our own anyway, but.
Well, you know, they told me you have to go to the post office to get your address. St. Margaret?
Yeah.
What does it say right there?
No, Margaret, Alabama. That's okay. I think you are in District 2, which is Marshreese.
Oh, wow.
I think I know you're in the front. I think, because it's so large.
It is. See, I live on the hill in District 3. And so we got something that's in my house. We don't go anymore. They're still building.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
You gotta keep it close.
Yeah.
Well, they probably are busy, so you have to go up there. I'm not trying to keep anything from anybody. I'm not trying to not work as a team. Like, do not accuse me of it. Don't say that.
I tried to catch it.
Sounds.
Doing all right?
Do well.
Hey, Matt says that y'all gonna vote on that rental thing tonight. I know they had the hearings and stuff. You think y'all could table that at one more meeting and let people talk about it some more? I mean, that's a big thing, just to throw it out there and
I don't think it'll get passed tonight.
yeah. Well, I just think it's such a big thing for the city. I think we just should talk
We just have
about
to
it more.
postpone it.
I would like to get more input from some other cities who has it and from some other investors and things. I mean, I've got a few rental houses. I'm not technically opposed, but I would just like to check it out more.
Yes, sir.
Because we just don't have, I think we got enough information yet.
Yes, sir. We can postpone it for
Yeah,
to the next meeting.
table it to the next meeting or something. Just kind of see, just so quick to throw that out there. Okay, Steve came today. I wasn't sure. Yeah, I like Dave. I noticed he's been hanging out a lot more over here. He's in and out
Most steps are 7.5. And she's 7.5.
Take care, Brian.
I ain't mad at you. You might get out of here by 9:30. You may get out of here by 9:30.
Anyway, that be the cold, but
4 hours for a meeting. Yeah, I don't mind.
I don't want TV.
Hey, when you get out of here, best part of that, ain't nobody gonna be able to get that eat. You might get you a gas station hot pocket.
I don't want 250.
8:06. Let's get this show on the road.
God, just stop.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the regular council meeting to order. The 8:06, Monday, July 6th. And so at this time, Mr. Barker, would you open us in prayer?
Yes. Before we begin tonight, this another day. Blessing we received there. We thank you again for this great nation and this city that we call home. We just pray for our leaders, especially this mayor and council, give them wisdom and this direction in a way that pleases you, and we pray you give us what we trust in Christ's name.
Please remain standing for the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. will you call the roll?
Councilperson Chapman? Councilperson Bell? Present. Councilperson McIntyre?
Yeah.
Councilperson Davis?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Here.
Mayor Torrey?
Here. Hold on, PowerPoint, it's been turned on. All right, so jumping right into city business, looking for a motion to approve the agenda. So we have a motion to approve the agenda.
Make a motion to amend the agenda to include the, fire hose donation
All right,
That's it.
to, Whitney Junction Fire Department.
And I can put together a resolution for that. That in order to donate public property, you have to serve the public notice that the resolution is that.
so do we want to modify that to hold that over? I mean, present the resolution at the next meeting, right?
If the council finds that it's in the public benefit tonight, I think we can move forward.
Do we need to put how many sections of hoses we're,
We would.
specific number? Does that need to go in his motion that he, okay,
I'm waiting to finish talking.
sorry. Just educating myself.
All right. So have a motion and a second, and the discussion was to present a resolution. All right. Any more discussion? Okay. Roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Yes.
Mayor Torrey?
Yes. All right. So hopping into the regular agenda, let's go ahead and address that topic first, get it out of the way. So looking for a motion to.
Make a motion to donate 25 sections of hose to Whitney Junction Fire Department.
I thought we
No,
just did that.
No, we just voted to amend the agenda. And actually, do we need to approve it now, or okay. So I apologize, jumped ahead there. So now that we've amended the agenda, we need a motion to approve the agenda. Yeah, well, order of operations.
You jumped ahead then. I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I second it. Any discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell? Yes. Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Absolutely.
Mayor Torrey?
Okay, so
Make a motion to donate 25 sections of hose to Whitney Junction Fire Department.
Second.
So, just a question, like, are we passing the motion for the resolution, or is the motion sufficient for the resolution?
Say we need to make, he said we need to vote on it tonight. He'll make a resolution for it.
I'll make the resolution for the next meeting.
Okay. All right, any more discussion? Okay, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Absolutely.
Mayor Torrey?
All right, next first regular item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from 4/26, 5/2, and 5/4. Do we have a motion?
Can we postpone this so that everyone has a chance to review those minutes? Since, Ms. Bell didn't have access to hers until now, and
Is that your motion?
yes.
All right, Councilwoman Davis makes a motion to postpone the approval of the minutes to the next council meeting. Do we have a second? Councilwoman Bell seconds it. Any more discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
Yep.
Mayor Torrey?
All right. Next item of business is ordinance 2026-014, the Windstream franchise agreement. Does anybody have any concerns or issues before ask for well, I guess looking for a motion on this, adopting this ordinance?
It wasn't presented at the last meeting, I think we pushed it to July 20th.
Yep.
I know we talked about
We
something,
talked
but
about it during the work session. We just didn't present the ordinance because like we didn't have it on the regular agenda, but it was in the work session.
Make a motion to postpone it per the mayor's advice, per the city attorney's advice to the next council meeting, July 20th.
Okay, have a motion.
Second.
Councilman McIntyre seconds it. Any discussion? Keep in mind, this is a positive ordinance. It brings in revenue to the city and the benefits to the city. And all right, so roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Reed? Mayor Pro Tem.
No. All right, so the next topic on the agenda is the approval of the amended plat map for Sterling Grove. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, the bridge. Whoops, apologies. So, we'll hop back to looking for a motion to repair the bridge at Wilson Park, noting that the construction of the current quote was for a metal frame.
Make a motion to postpone it to the next council meeting to get a concrete estimate.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Reed?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem.
No. All right. Next topic is the approval of the amended plat map for Sterling Grove. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Councilwoman Davis makes a motion to approve the amendment. Do I have a second? Okay. I'll second the motion. Any discussion? It was a pulling in the back, the right of way 10 feet over the back. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. Roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Reed?
Yep.
Mayor Pro
Yep. All right. The cloud permit quote. Do we have a motion for the cloud permit quote one way or the other?
I still think that's a lot of money to be paying.
I said, if you take that money over 3 years, you can buy three Lucas devices. Save little lives. What's more important?
Okay. Do we have a motion? Yep. Well, there's no motion to die. Need a motion to postpone.
Can we? I'll make the motion to postpone until. I'm trying to. I don't know how long.
Put it on the agenda 3 different times. I ain't passed yet.
I'm sorry. I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
who's.
Order.
Order.
She's still making her motion, please.
I thought it was in discussion. Carry on.
I was going to say to postpone until we can get the fire department's needs situated, so we know how much we're going to be paying out for that. So I would say until the first meeting in August. I'm not sure what the date is. Because I don't know how long it'll take for the fire department to get their quotes and things back in.
So we have a motion to postpone it to the first meeting in August.
I think it's gonna be a little longer because we gotta get the fire station situated too. So,
Do we have a second for the motion? All right, and then I'll second the motion. Any more discussion?
I'm saying, I mean, I thought we voted on it one time, but I think the amount of money to spend on that program is a lot of money. How about that we take that money and use it towards the fire department? So that they can get what they need. I don't want us to spend that kind of money, the citizens' money on a program.
I mean, we also continue to hire people. I mean, we just found out we've had somebody employed for almost a month. That's Matt's friend that he just hired to work in the office, that the job wasn't even put out for everyone to apply for. And now we've got the added expense of paying that other payroll. So now we've got payroll, we got benefits, we got everything else, but now we want to still pay $21,000, $15,000 a year. When does it stop? When does it stop? If it's been on the agenda for 3 times and we ain't passed it yet, why do we want to continue to kick the can down the road? You gonna do it like you've done everything else? You just gonna write the check for it and then tell us later?
So the gentleman spoke to Councilwoman Bell and came up with a discounted price because you didn't like the first price. This is the presentation of that discounted price. I'm not pushing for this any more than anybody else. And the motion could be to postpone it indefinitely, but no one has made that motion. So it stays on the agenda because it's an agenda item. That's how the process works. The motion is currently to postpone it until August. It's been seconded. Any more discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
No.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yeah, that's fine.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray?
No.
Mayor Torres?
Yes. Okay. Next order of business is the city fuel card and vehicle accountability policy. Do we have a motion towards this policy?
I thought this was the first time we've been presented, we got to go on next meeting.
It's this one's a policy, not an ordinance.
You did say during the
Work session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the a financial one, but that's fine. We can make a motion to table.
Postpone it until the next meeting to give everybody time to review the policy.
You want to make that for the next 4 items for the next 4 policies?
Yes.
Okay. The motion to postpone the city policies until the next council meeting. Have a second? Hearing none, I'll second it. Any discussion? The WEX fuel policy, the financial management, debt and fiscal policy, social media policy, and just postponing them to the next meeting. All right, hearing no more discussion, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Torres?
Yep. All right, and next order of business is the ordinance 2026-013, the residential rental inspection ordinance. And again, just reminding everybody, the primary component here is the tax revenue from each rental property per state law, and to make sure that the rentals are kept up to for public safety standards. Do I have a motion on ordinance 2026-013? And also to note that this one's every other year inspection, where the last ordinance was a every year inspection.
I make the motion to postpone that one until our next meeting too. That way we all, again, have time to review that and can ask, I mean, like the citizens are saying they wanted to ask more questions. I feel like that would give them a little more time to ask us as well.
All right, got a motion to postpone to the next meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Bell seconds it. Any more discussion? All right, roll call vote.
Councilperson Bell?
Yes.
Councilperson McIntyre?
Yes.
Councilperson Davis?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Ray? Mayor Torres?
No. All right, so the attorneys have asked us to go into an executive session discussing some pending litigation, and when this session is over, the meeting will adjourn. So you're welcome to stay, but the meeting will be adjourned once the executive session is ended. So I need a motion to go into executive session.
This executive session is to address pending litigation or matters that are likely to be litigated should the council take proposed course of action. There will be no vote after the
executive session.
Make the motion to go into executive session.
Councilman Davis makes a motion to go into executive session. Do I have a second?
I say,
Councilman Bell seconds the motion. Any discussion? Roll call.
yes.
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 Two-hour work session, 22 minutes.
The county put together a map of all the lots that belong to the city. You get them by yourself.
You just get a couple of those, get them.
The person that's on, I mean, the person that I could book time slot book for
Yeah. It's their discretion. It should be wrong.
So would you like to put
You don't have to bring that map. David,
Then we communicated probably. How's he doing?
I'm just curious because I. You know what that is? It'll be your turn? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's why they make that announcement.
That's why I was trying to figure out how to make that announcement.
They make that announcement to clear out the room when they come back out. So if they do, they might be here. They want people to know.
The other guy.
Temporary.
So now, question, so the meetings for tonight is what is it? The place, we sent some bid to obtain other information.
After the minutes you approved, then they get those well, they just motioned to move 3 different meetings worth of minutes to 2 weeks from now, so, yeah. Well, no, these are from April and May. The issue on it is I have to rewatch 3 hours worth of meetings to do the minutes, so it takes some time. I do my best.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
That's not 15. Okay.
But I will do my best to have 2 or 3 more sets on the next agenda with these other.
Yeah. I'll be back. I'll be back. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. That's the one.
And I told him, so,
Oh, I just want to speak to you. I said, I just want to speak to me when I be walking in the morning.
His fiance is
Hey, who you are?
internship.
Yeah, exactly.
We try to make our transitions to Vegas, Colorado. And like this past week, the holidays, dealing with the Cabo, so we weren't able to visit her because she was Cabo and had leadership. So, father, mother-in-law, visiting.
I was asking.
So,
Oh, you sick?
probably.
Pretty bad?
Yeah.
Oh.
Train trip up there for it's Valentine's Day. Yes. For both, yeah. For both, Valentine's Day, you know that. I was there. Yeah. When she first got there.
Yeah. When you're part of the millionaire club, you got it like that.
Dry, it's dry. She said, best time to go is way after 2 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah. Go shopping or whatever. Go to the after 3 o'clock.
You don't change buses. Yeah, you do. We had a, handicap.
But she said, it's bad. Right now.
You don't want to handicap. You don't have to do nothing but just drive. You don't have to feel. It's regular bus have, you know, a whole bus. Now there's like 16. I go all the way and turn on Americana, and I see all that back there in Americana. And then I send my second driver to the back door. He goes down there fast. No, we can't go on dirt. The buses will get stuck. About halfway, I had to split, or split them in half. I couldn't fit them all on one. I used to do it by myself, but, oh, that's too big. No, it died. The motion died when they called the fire. Gary said, yeah. I mean, he just had that discussion. He said, yeah, I don't think he really cares. But it didn't matter because they didn't have boats anyway. So it died anyway. But I mean, they'll put it off now. It'll come back. It was 3 years ago. But it didn't have, they didn't have a quorum on it.
Yeah.
Or Teresa and Jerry said, no, other three said yes. So it would have been a majority vote. Because James, I thought they postponed it. That's what Samantha was saying, postpone it. She said postpone it until they figure out what the doing starts. Or take care of, you know, what the fire department needs.
It's an hour between.
Oh, it's hard for a bus to get out there now.
And then the Alabama Power Boys on Sandy Road, that causes it. Not as much in the morning, but in the afternoon, yeah, that's stuff. Sitting there for hours. And I'm thankful for my air conditioned bus this year. If I got air conditioned bus, I'd be mad as hell. Because I've driven so many years, be stuck on my bus for a while. It's too hot. It's too hot. Let alone the train track. The train track is a mess itself. And then we got all this other stuff factored in. It's just too much.
I get you.
I had come up Sandy and got stopped on Sandy at the train track, heading to go to Trustwell. And you get down there on Argo Margo Road and get stopped by that one. I'm so ready to cuss out a train. I just have to say, Lord, please help me get the train stopped. Ain't no other way to go. You can go Mountain View Road, you're gonna end up with a train track coming on Springwood. You can go out 174, you don't hit the train track. We have trains everywhere. Did you work for Jordan? Oh, Lord. I just hate when they stop on something. The bus driver with a bus full of kids and they already been cooped up in the classroom for 8 hours, they're ready to go. I'm ready to get them home. And I'm only coming to Brookhaven. That's it. I'm just coming to Brookhaven. I don't go anywhere else. I used to go all over, but not anymore. I don't have to. I've driven long enough now. I've earned my cupcake route. I'm not going anywhere soon. Anytime soon. I could retire, but I'm not old enough yet, so. I got about 30 years. Did you leave?
I don't know. Monday. They're gonna do with that power being out all day Thursday.
Oh, is the power supposed to be off all day Thursday? Oh, man. I did not know that.
They say 8 hours. Monday power.
Dang. That's gonna stink. People aren't gonna like that.
No air on.
Not with no air, it's gonna be hot. Yeah.
I don't know. That's, they still have that element. I don't know that. Yeah, I think it was Thursday. About 8 hours.
That's gonna be hard on the senior citizens.
Yes, it is. Everybody has county machine out.
Mm-hmm.
Send my little crew up to 287 taxes. I couldn't go there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long minute. We had right through that.
Somebody, carried away.
Yeah. I think it was 74.
77.
But my wife would be broken. We can leave the house by 6. Give that kid a time.
Might have to bring this going.
Yeah.
2 hours for a work session?
Might not make it. Yeah, we just don't go out and eat, make hard to walk. I mean, it was okay once, perfect.
Temperature's supposed to be down this week, not as hot as it was last week. It's still hot out there, but not,
Yeah, it's not,
not as hot as
not
that.
as American as it was.
Right. Hey, hurt your feelings, but Daniel doesn't have that house waiting on him. No, I took care of that problem 3 years ago. I'm just being real.
You want to try up there? They might be your young guy like me. Just shot a shot, right?
No, he didn't shoot nothing, he's playing.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's playing.
You got your number. You got your number.
Let him talk, let him talk.
I'll do that.
Gotta work harder than that. Ain't that easy.
You got your hands full, brother. What that is? Oh. You may know. Thank you, Father. On the other side.
They work the plan the way they want to.
City Hall stick like that. There's a popcorn in the kitchen.
They were. It's not. Last week, while they were on vacation, on the way back, he got a phone call with that. So he's in Colorado for Thanksgiving. He's like, I'll get it to you. Okay. It is what it is. I'm working on this.
Heard her say you called. That's your problem. I'm not sure why you got her like that, not me. You like to put your hands on stuff, I'm not the one. You're still talking. Shut up. God, go.
Yeah, right.
This is how he is talking that one time. You were still talking to me. If you don't want a response, don't talk. So we hot when they come out. Because that's what it was last time when they came out ready.
This time, someone.
Yeah, it's a little rough this time. Matt got in people's faces last time. In the lockers. She's the first one to come out bad. And then I think, was it J-Ray or Samantha too? I mean, it was just. More trees come out and got her stuff that I loved it. And then that man sat over there and ran his damn mouth to her. He didn't like it because she got up there. The meeting was fixing to be adjourned. I mean,
Probably the same thing to the wife.
You're not being good with faith, women faith like that. You're good how you did.
I got to give it to her though. The meeting was about to, the meeting was ending. It never really adjourned. It tried to, but it didn't. When she got up and walked out, she walked straight off that counter and came straight out in there, nothing in his face. And the police all came and swarmed around. I mean, they were right there to protect her and make sure. But he just went off on the mouth. He just went off on his mouth. We got her outside and conquered him. And then she called him. turn back into a pumpkin.
Don't tell everybody. This is my secret.
No, he probably just went outside and get coffee.
So he gonna be back there leaving his phone?
They could be back there for a while, especially if they don't call how long they, don't they normally call how long they're gonna go into? He didn't really say how long they're gonna be in.
Yeah, it just really just depends on what they're discussing and why and everything. Like, I'm not even privy to what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, it could take however long it takes them to go through that.
And it sounds like they're doing.
I swear to God, you were just like.
Find something to eat. Well, might go walk about.
Yeah, we were very tangential on that one, though. We had one little part on it.
You know, I one time I represented the city of Riley, at the police department, they give me little badges. I ride a motorcycle. I had one. I do, I've been driving for a long time. I have, and I was. I don't know.
I got the Corvette. Double up, red, convertible.
So it's real.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Assuming meetings adjourned, is everybody left? Okay. Turn the stream off.
I deserve it for it over. He was letting me have, state trooper let me have.
There's no quorum left. I know there isn't.
I don't think they're coming back.
I still got my city council woman back there.